Khalid and his army headed towards Iraq, ready to make plans and achieve victory over the Persians and add Iraq to the Islamic State.
I firmly believe that Hormuz will head to Kazima to meet us there and keep us as far away as possible from Al-Walid, the second most important port in Persia. In this case, we must leave with our army to Al-Hafir, cutting across the desert along Al-Nibaj road. We will move in consecutive groups with a day's march between them, with each group receiving a portion of rest while the other group arrives.
But oh, Abba Sulaiman, why are you absolutely sure that Hormuz will head to Kazim instead of staying in Al-Hafir near Al-Abulla to defend it?
I will tell you, O Asim, I sealed my message to Hormuz with my seal of Al-Yamama. Therefore, it is assumed that I am coming from Al-Yamama towards Kazima. His eyes will tell him that we have arrived in Al-Hafir, and he will hurry back to save Al-Abulla. Then we will return to Kazima, and he will follow us.
This is correct, and it is due to his exhaustion from continuous marching back and forth.
And if he was not deceived or exhausted by fatigue, and settled in Al-Hafir, and did not come to Kazima?
Do not worry, O Al-Qaqa. He will come because armies are attracted to armies, not open cities.
I'm convinced of Khalid's analysis and support it, but there is still a lingering issue that I want to understand.
What is it?
We will be in Al-Hafir, and we have penetrated into Iraq. What if Hormuz flanked us and our rear was exposed to him?
Do not worry, they dare not cut through the desert due to the weight of their equipment and fear of getting lost.
As Khalid Salaf Al-Walid planned, Hormuz's army arrived, and the two armies stood ready for confrontation. Khalid addressed the Persian commander and gave him a choice between three options.
Choose between three options.
Which are?
Islam, jizya, or the sword.
Rather, the sword, you rude Bedouin.
With a sword then.
قاتلوا الذين لا يؤمنون بالله ولا باليوم الآخر ولا يحرمون ما حرم الله ورسوله ولا يدينون دين الحق من الذين أوتوا الكتاب حتى يعطوا الجزية عن يد وهم صاغرون.
The battle began with a duel between Khalid and Hormuz, in which Hormuz was killed, causing terror in the hearts of his exhausted army due to the long march. The battle began, and victory was on the side of the Muslims. The long march and the heavy load of armor and spears weakened the Persian soldiers. This was the Battle of the Chains, the first battle of the Muslims in the conquest of Iraq.
They protect their backs with a river and face us like a solid block. And this, by Allah, is what I don't like about fighting the Eastern Arabs.
I like it, Khalid. By Allah, we would defeat them no matter who they are or how they fight.
I hope so, O Adi. I hope so.
What? Do you order the soldiers to camp?
No. We plan the battle first.
Now, in such a hurry?
We have no time. Every delay is to the enemy's advantage.
But we will attack on the move while they are in stillness.
Abu Sulaiman's words are correct, and that is the surprise in which we invest the power of shock and the impact of Kazima's defeat.
Speed is one of the most important deciding factors of victory.
We ask Allah for success.
We live with dawn. They arrived today and didn't rest or prepare for the fight. This is half the victory. Strike them mercilessly. Trample them with the hoofs of your horses. Don't spare a spear, sword, or anything. I want a battle that history has never seen. Exterminate these Muslims. Exterminate them.
إنما جزاء الذين يحاربون الله ورسوله ويسعون في الأرض فسادا أن يقتلوا أو يصلبوا أو تقطع أيديهم وأرجلهم كساف أو ينفوا من الأرض ذلك لهم خزي في الدنيا ولهم في الآخرة عذاب عظيم.
When the two armies faced each other, a man named Maqal, son of Al-Asha, rushed at Khalid. The Persian commander endured with him until he killed him. This was the first thing that frightened the Persian army. The two armies began to fight until the three Persian commanders were killed and their army was defeated. Khalid, son of Al-Walid's army, won thanks to Allah.
Congratulations to us for the victory, O Khalid.
This is from the grace of the Lord of the worlds. Grant us victory always, O Allah.
What about these prisoners? Look behind you. All you see are dead, wounded, or captured. I think they have learned their lesson well.
I will forgive them for the second time, and I'm sure they will come back.
Why do we forgive them?
So that it cannot be said that Islam spread by the sword. Allah bless the mujahideen who rush to save lives, even if it means risking their own safety.
لا إكراه في الدين قد تبين الرشد من الغي فمن يكفر بالطاغوت ويؤمن بالله فقد استمسك بالعروة الوثقى لا انفصام لها والله سميع عليم.
Under the Persian rule, people suffered from injustice and oppression. The army would take all the young men for forced conscription without mercy for their families and loved ones. Khalid, son of Al-Walid, continued to fight the Persians to complete the conquest of Iraq. Despite their small numbers, and they did not hesitate for a moment, when the army became tired and Khalid felt this, he addressed them, saying,
By Allah, I seek your forgiveness. I have seen that our victory over the enemy is dependent on speed and surprise. We had to deliver hard and successive strikes before the enemy could recover from the shock and reorganize its armies. Don't you see that the fighters we forgave and left behind have returned in a new army and have revealed many of our war tactics, which has created many risks for us? Don't you see that our army has achieved what no Arab army has achieved before? Oh people, if we get defeated today in Iraq, we will lose everything we have gained, and Islam will remain a prisoner on the Arabian Peninsula forever. If we lean toward comfort now, we will take the first steps towards defeat.
But it is fatigue, Khalid, and the Almighty said, Allah does not burden a soul beyond its capacity. Your body has a right over you.
Allah the Almighty is truthful, and His Messenger is truthful. Rest for 5 days. Is that enough for you?
Yes. Yes. Yes.
After Khalid's victory in the 3 battles against the Persians and their allied tribes, these tribes, along with the remnants of the Andar army led by Sasan, gathered to fight Khalid again in a place called Ulais, located in the embrace of Al-Furat River on one side and its tributary, the Khasif River, on the other. Sasan sent messengers to Khusro, seeking help and support to fight Khalid. Khusro responded and ordered his commander Bahman Jadwi to come to his aid. Bahman had been absent from participation with Andar in the Battle of Walaja. Bahman sent his deputy, Jaban, instead of him, as he wanted to stay close to the palace due to Khusro's illness and his own ambition to succeed him to the throne. Jaban's army crossed Al-Furat River and headed towards Ulais. News of the gathering of the tribes and the remnants of the Persian army to fight Khalid reached him, so he decided to rush to fight them before Bahman's army arrived, and he learned of its progress. Khalid advanced with his army towards Ulais, only to be surprised by Jaban's army's arrival. He decided to continue his advance and engage in the battle with no way to retreat. The battle began, which was one of the toughest and most intense battles for the Muslim army. The fighters on both sides decided not to accept a compromise, as the tribes sought revenge for those killed among them and to defend their capital, at Hira. The Persians wanted revenge for their previous defeats and to restore the glory of the empire's armies, which no one had ever conquered before. Khalid mourned the Muslim soldiers who were killed by those he had pardoned in previous battles. He prayed to Allah for victory and decided not to forgive anyone again if victory was achieved. The Muslims fought fiercely and endured patiently, while Khalid kept pressuring the enemy and narrowing their space. The enemy army trembled and was defeated. Khalid captured a large number of the enemy army and killed many of them. The estimated number of casualties in this battle from the enemy's army was approximately 30,000.
Congratulations to us for the victory, O Khalid.
Khalid son of Al-Walid continued his wars against the Persians and was victorious with the help of Allah. He invited their people to Islam, and those who didn't accept were required to pay jizya tax.
O people of Al-Hira, we have not come here to burden you, or to impose jizya tax on you, but we have come to liberate you from the collars which the Persian tyrants have placed around your necks. Enter into Islam, for it is dearer to our hearts.
Give us some time, Commander. It's not easy for us, people of the book, to leave our religion and embrace the religion of the others.
It is an invitation from a place of love, and you have the choice. We will only be as you see us. Has anyone among you been harmed?
As a testimony of truth, no, you are the best fighters and the most merciful conquerors. You have entered Al-Hira and no one has been harmed, or any woman touched inappropriately. No sacred things have been violated, nor have any possessions been looted.
As with the whole of Iraq, our people, be with us against the foreigners. Help your Arab brothers. We will lift the burden from your shoulders and become a united and strong nation that will reach the height of glory with this unity.
We will only be as you desire, to help you and a watchful eye on your enemies. Our good is your good, and our evil is your evil.
By the blessing of Allah.
Peace be upon you. Peace be upon you.
Peace be upon you, and the mercy and blessings of Allah be upon you.